Welcome to CTV News, Your Canada. It's Friday, January 9th. We'll bring you profiles of fascinating Canadians and stories about your community. Thanks for watching.
I never knew that a place like this even existed.
A quaint cafe nestled in the heart of Ohsweken is catering to a cause. It came to be after owner John Joseph was diagnosed with diabetes in June.
I knew I was overweight, but my breathing was getting bad. I was getting really sluggish in the morning. I didn't want to get out of bed, and I was just feeling, I knew something was wrong.
With his health now a priority, Joseph was being mindful of his meals, which proved to be a struggle when eating at restaurants.
Even going in and getting a plain chicken, the sauce on it's got sugar, the salads have sugar, so I thought, well, I can't be the only person experiencing this.
Now his Skuna Cafe is bringing people from all around to check out the unique menu.
Everything is balanced, the macros are all set up, and so you get your proper amounts for each meal. And even the desserts that we have that come with our meals, they're absolutely no sugar in them.
This family from Port Dover made the 40-minute drive.
The lion's share of restaurants out there do not cater to diabetics at all. Most places are very, very good at making accommodations, but I watch what I eat like a hawk. I have to.
Diabetes is a disease that develops when your body isn't making enough insulin, and extremely prevalent on the Six Nations Reserve.
We look at economic factors, like historical lack of access to healthcare as well too, and ongoing lack of access to nutritious foods and traditional foods that really kind of perpetuates the diabetes.
Six Nations is also known as a food desert due to the lack of grocery stores in the area.
It's very reassuring that I know I can send patients somewhere where they're going to get a nutritious meal that's good for their blood sugars as well too. And it's great to see these community-led initiatives really popping up.
Joseph says he plans to expand the space so more people can enjoy the nutritious and delicious food.
Giving elders a safe place to come and eat and enjoy a diabetic meal without feeling guilty about going out for dinner and getting off their diet or eating something unhealthy.
Kara Smapp, CTV News, Ohsweken.
Andrew Goff shares a moment with his best friend, Riggs. With raw emotion, he explains how the 10-year-old white German Shepherd has kept him alive.
What has Riggs done for me? Saved my life.
Riggs came to Andrew as the impact of his dual career in the military and policing began to greatly impact his ability to function. Following a military operation in Libya in 2014, he was on the verge of taking his own life. But after taking part in a retreat for PTSD, he discovered a service dog could help him cope. Riggs arrived a year later.
And that dog saves my life every day.
Riggs would follow Andrew to his job as a police sergeant and as an instructor at the Ontario Police College. The pair became well known to new recruits as they learned about the impacts of PTSD.
I believe has changed their perspective to the point where not only will they care about the community and the public more, but also create a baseline for themselves.
Some of those recruits and a dozen first responders from across the country are part of a charity Riggs inspired. Andrew created Veterans and Everyday Heroes to support the purchase of service dogs. The organization is looking for public support.
To date, we have the hand in either purchasing or pairing through other organizations 15 service dogs.
Each dog costs between $25,000 and $35,000.
They aren't covered by Veterans Affairs. They're not covered by WSIB. They're only covered by private funding.
For Andrew, cost won't be a factor now that Riggs has retired. He tells us he is now ready to go out into the world without a service dog, thanks to the good work of his four-legged best friend and therapist.
There will be no other service dog quite like him.
Sean Irvin, CTV News.
Mike Campbell's home was packed with family and friends today, all here to wish the New Waterford area man and local legend a happy 100th birthday.
I never thought I'd reach it.
Not many who hit the ice with Campbell over the years would have bet against him. He played hockey into his 90s, one of the oldest players in Canada. 10 years ago, we visited him at the rink for his 90th birthday.
I just love the competition, and I love the exercise, and I never have to force myself to go.
A few years back, Campbell finally hung up his skates at the age of 94.
I kind of figured that I wasn't playing the way I wanted to play. So I packed. Nobody ever told me to quit. I quit on my own.
He is Unbelievable. He walked all his life. He walked for miles every day after he retired.
The father of 12's home is filled with pictures of a long and rich life. He was a coal miner for 16 years. His headlamp and helmet are on the wall, and every few minutes someone new showed up to wish the birthday boy well.
He's likable. He's interested when you're talking. He's very interested in your conversation. He loves to have conversation with little kids.
I'd just like to thank everybody for, when I see people coming through the door, that makes me feel good. And I never forgot you.
Indeed, the now centenarian has won a lot of friends over the years. As for his secret to longevity and still having such a good quality of life at 100, he says it's simple.
I chocolate latte, exercise, eh? Yeah. You can't sit around and wish, eh? You gotta move. And that's what I always done.
A man still on the move and who today had 100 reasons to celebrate. Ryan McDonald, CTV News, New Victoria, Nova Scotia.
Rodeo Effects says they're raising the bar with monsters. Visual effects supervisor Julien Herry says his team makes nightmares come alive in Stranger Things.
They have like a rough idea of what would be the creature that they're looking for example, for Vecna. So they approached us with like drawings, and our work was to bring those drawings to life.
No detail is too small for the artists here.
Animate the creature, you need to simulate the saliva that's going to fall off the mouth.
And he says Rodeo Effects' work on the Stranger Things series has solidified their reputation as creative partner.
That's what we love to do. So it happens that they don't have an idea. It's like, okay, let's design something. And I think we have such a talented team here. We have like creature supervisors who are really into building those creatures, make them look real. How would they be, the most scary?
Herry says Montreal is still a hub for visual effects excellence, and Stranger Things required plenty of local talent.
On season 4, we are more than 100 people working on the show. So it depends, but to do a creature, it's around 10 to 20 artists that are going to work on a creature.
And with the success of Stranger Things, Herry promises more terrifying creatures are on the way from the sometimes not so belle province.
We are trying hard to be among the best in the world in our industry.
2026, Rodeo Effects celebrates 20 years of accomplishments that began in Montreal and are seen around the world. Christine Long, CTV News.
It's not your typical homemade ice rink. John Ryan built this in the second-story loft of his Perth, Ontario barn.
If you know me, I'm a pack rat, and the first floor is full. There's no room.
That's right. Ground floor is for storage. Upstairs, for fun.
It's fun and it's helpful.
Keep the stick tight against your skate.
Originally built for his children years ago. Now his grandchildren get to enjoy skating close to home.
Like, mostly every day. Like when I come home from school. Because when I'm bored, I can just come here.
Do you have fun here?
It's great for the kids. They're able to come and skate at Nana and Papa's anytime they want. It helps them practice their skills for hockey.
He says the structure is sturdy, designed to hold the weight of bales of hay. He tried the traditional outdoor rink first, but that wasn't his thing.
Laziness. I'm tired of packing the snow down and watering stuff like this. This, once you've got it in, my son and I think 4 hours, we had it ready to go. Throw the hose in it and walk away.
Of course, he added boards, lights.
Taylor, are you ready for some more hockey?
And a staircase to make getting up and down easier. Ryan's been doing this for 16 years now, and even though it is indoors, it's still very weather dependent.
You take the pucks and the nets off and let it puddle up. Once she gets hard, she's good to go again.
With hopefully many seasons to look forward to.
Well, my grandkids now live behind me, and my son has got a baby on the way, so we'll be doing it till we can't do it anymore.
Peter Sperling, CTV News, Perth.
For a generation of Canadians, Degrassi defined their adolescence, its joys and its struggles. And for one of its stars, Stacey Mistyshin, the show also coincided with a lot of things going on in her life.
I was struggling with eating disorders, anxiety, depression. I had all these issues.
Fast forward, and Mistyshin is now a mental health instructor at Ontario Shores, one of the recipients of this year's grants from the Bell Let's Talk Community Mental Health Fund. The $25,000 will go specifically to a program called Rivalry High School.
This is the first program of its kind in North America, and it started right here at Ontario Shores. The goal is simple: help students stay in school while getting the mental health support they need.
Mistyshin says when Degrassi ended, she immersed herself in education about mental and physical well-being.
And physical mental health is so connected, right? So I always knew that I wanted to talk more about mental health, especially after I lost my brother to suicide.
That was in 2010, the same year Bell Let's Talk Day began. That's why Bell Let's Talk Chair Mary Deacon says centres like Ontario Shores are so important. And as she handed over the corporate check, she had two particular young people in mind, her two brothers, who both died by suicide.
One in particular, Ted, started struggling with OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, when he was a very little boy. And that was at a time when there were no effective medications or treatments for obsessive compulsive disorder.
Bell Let's Talk Day this year is on January 21st, and the theme is taking a moment for mental health.
We wanted to build into Bell Let's Talk Day this year the notion of agency and people being empowered. There are things, in spite of what's going on in the world, there are things we can do to improve and support our mental well-being.
And Mistyshin and the staff at Ontario Shores are there to help with that. Pauline Chan, CTV News.
Welcome to the show, Heated Rivalry.
Hudson Williams sat down on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon last night and cracked a Canada Dry. His Heated Rivalry character's beverage of choice and a reminder of where one of the biggest shows on the planet comes from.
Is it sinking in how big this show is? No.
Showcasing the two most talked about prospects in the world.
Heated Rivalry, the breakout show about hockey rivals that develop an off-ice romance, debuted last fall, winning praise for its heartfelt depiction of LGBTQ2S+ relationships and sparking discussions about representation in both TV and sport.
To have this kind of a romance story portrayed inside the context of men's professional hockey at the highest level, I think will have an impact.
The show has exploded in popularity, the talk of group chats and Tinseltown.
You guys made amazing, original shows that everyone couldn't stop talking about until that gay hockey show from Canada came along.
And go ahead, Connor.
The show is an all-Canadian export, based on a book by a Canadian author, set in Canada, filmed in Canada, and produced by Crave, a subsidiary of Bell Media, which also owns CTV. Film critic Richard Krause says Heated Rivalry is an example that Canada can be more than just Hollywood North.
We're not just a production house for Hollywood productions to come here and shoot things. We can generate shows that can find a global audience.
Heated Rivalry has been picked up for a second season. That is the good news for fans. The bad news is that season 2 is not set to be released until next year.
Heather Wright, CTV News.
From Rosemary, located on Gary Avenue in New Sudbury, to Central Lane Outdoor Rink, located behind the Garson Library. City officials say they are looking for volunteers age 14 and up to help out with these 11 locations across the city.
We rely heavily on volunteers to build and maintain the rink, and then we supplement that with staffing. So we hire part-time staff to help with opening the field houses, being available for bathrooms and cleaning. They assist with ice making, but that's not their main purpose.
Jim Neesing grew up in the neighborhood near Westmount Park and has been living in the area ever since. He says he got involved in volunteering at the outdoor rink over 2 decades ago.
When my kids got involved in hockey and ringette, we decided, we had time to give back to the community, all the ice time and everything we enjoyed here, so decided to get out here and do something good for the neighborhood.
Neesing says the park has a group of dedicated volunteers that are here every day, making sure the ice is ready for when the kids get off school. On average, he says this rink sees 20 to 30 people a day.
It's just great to come out here at nighttime, see the amount of kids that are out here, the smiles on their face, the great volunteers we have here in the community and all that, so it's really rewarding that way.
Whether you're a high school student looking to complete volunteer hours or retired and looking to stay active, officials say over 200 volunteers make rinks like this possible, but they need more.
It's really good to get out. You're getting some exercise, getting to meet other people in the community, and just making friends right out there. And we need the volunteers. I mean, that's what keeps it going.
In total, there are 56 outdoor rink locations across the city. Lindsay Alick, CTV News, Sudbury.
There are 19 wildlife cameras in Fish Creek Provincial Park that are triggered by movement. They're set up in remote areas off the beaten trail and capture all sorts of animals in the park, day or night.
What we're finding is that the Fish Creek Provincial Park area is a wildlife corridor. So for wildlife coming from Saskatoon Nation, from the Rocky Mountains, they're actually using Fish Creek as a way to get through the city of Calgary.
The park measures 13.5 square kilometers, and the cameras are part of the Calgary Connect program, run by the Mistaki Institute since 2017.
We don't want pictures of people. That is absolutely not what we're going for. And in fact, the program that Mistaki will use to analyze the photos removes people's images automatically.
Ross Anderson says volunteers with the society maintain the cameras every few months, changing batteries and switching SD cards.
We've had to move at least 1 or 2 cameras just because ants have made an anthill right by the camera. So yeah, when our volunteers check them, they need to be somewhat accessible.
Anderson has also been trying to capture images of some of the 80 beavers that live in the park. But when he sets a camera up, they're hard to see because they're working in the bushes.
It's kind of tricky. There was a couple spots that I thought would be really good where I set it up facing a active beaver channel. But when I set it up there, I actually didn't get much action from the beavers. But that's the spot where we did get the video of all the raccoons kind of washing their hands in the water.
With the beavers, we have more birds. We have better success with fish spawning, especially important given Fish Creek is a feeder stream for the Bow River.
The society wants to use any video it gathers of the beavers to help educate the public on the importance of the species in the park. Kevin Fleming, CTV News, Calgary.
Nicknamed Mr. Goalie, Hockey Hall of Famer Glenn Hall has died at age 94.
Obviously, everyone's, very upset about it. He lived a full, long life, which we're very happy about, and obviously accomplished a lot of amazing things.
Born and raised in Humboldt, Hall rose from small-town roots to national fame. Over the course of 18 NHL seasons, he set a record that still stands. 502 consecutive games played in net. Hall won 2 Stanley Cups, was named Rookie of the Year in 1956, and earned Goaltender of the Year honors 3 times. He played barefaced for years before adopting a goalie mask.
I played the last 2.5 years in St. Louis with a little mask that something like the Lone Ranger used.
Hall was a pioneer of the butterfly style of goaltending, dropping to his knees to stop the puck. He was also in net for one of the most iconic moments in hockey history, Bobby Orr's overtime goal that won the Stanley Cup for Boston in 1970. Veteran sportscaster Ray Morrison says Hall's success came from his deep understanding of the game.
He knew exactly what those players were capable of with regards to, their shot coming up ice, the threats that they posed.
Hall is a prairie boy through and through. In a 2002 interview with CTV News, he spoke about his love for the country.
Probably enjoyed playing in St. Louis the most. Being a country boy, it's nice to just just look across the fields.
Hall took great pride in his hometown. Humboldt's mayor says he never missed a chance to come home and spend time in the community.
Glenn was always a really nice guy, and he always made time to come to Humboldt, and you know, he never forgot where he came from.
The city honored him by naming its main street Glen Hall Drive and dedicating a park and monument in his name. He's being remembered not only for his talent, but his personality.
His sense of humor was great, and everyone loved him. He was very warm and easy to talk to.
Hall leaves behind a lasting legacy on the ice and in the community he never forgot. Stacey Hine, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Glass panels are going up, and inside the final timber beam is set.
We put our last mass timber beam up and had a little bit of a ceremony and celebration for that milestone, so that's pretty exciting.
Design and construction is just one piece of the project. Every book from the Francis Morrison Central Library will need to be moved, one shelf at a time.
It is a little logistically challenging, but to go shelf by shelf, a box will relate to a shelf, and you keep it all organized and move forward. Yeah, I've done this before, and the team has done this on branch scales, so we're really confident that it'll go well.
Staff will also be moving, and the library is planning to hire about 10 new positions. Beyond books, the library will include a children's play area, a gaming space, auditorium, and rooms designed for media production.
We've got a learning kitchen, we've got innovation labs where you can do podcasting or green screen, video recording.
The project comes with a price tag of $150 million, about $16 million more than the original estimate. For the average Saskatoon homeowner, that translates to less than a $2 bump to the library levy this year. The construction began here in June 2024, and the building remains on track to open next year in 2027. Laura Woodward, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Took my shoes off, and
when Beth Doman arrived home that night, she was greeted by a peculiar sound.
Like just a little bit of soot coming down here.
She wondered if it was a rodent and approached the fireplace to investigate.
And then all of a sudden, this explosion of feathers.
Beth thought it was a hawk at first, before the bird flew over the grate and into her living room.
And sat on my couch and stared at me.
It was an owl that by the time Beth could grab her camera, had flown to her front entrance.
You don't expect an owl to come down your chimney, so I was just a bit in shock for a minute.
Which was followed by worry for the bird's well-being.
It's okay. We'll let you outside. Oh my God. It's okay. It's okay, sweetie. There you go.
Beth says the owl spent another 20 minutes inside her home.
And I named him Barry. Barry the barred owl.
Before Barry bolted, seemingly unscathed, beyond Beth's front door and back to the wild.
All my friends were asking me if I got my Hogwarts letter.
In lieu of receiving a handwritten letter inviting her to enroll in Harry Potter's School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, Beth decided to express her thoughts and feelings about Barry by putting paint to paper.
The owls have a lot of meaning in different cultures. Sometimes they can be harbingers of doom. Other times they're a blessing.
And perhaps because she'd been painting watercolors of birds for years, Beth says Barry's visit very much felt like a blessing.
I feel just really special that he chose my chimney to fall down and that I got to have such a close experience with a wild animal.
Beth also got to paint how this story ends, with Barry happily on a branch, having delivered not post to Potter, but magical inspiration nonetheless. Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Victoria.